welcome to the Morning Brew. This is Scott, W2BLT in soggy Buffalo, New York. I'll be your host for the first hour this morning, then we'll turn it over to Mike, K2CMT, down in the land of sunshine and oranges in DeBerry, Florida. This is net number 972 for those keeping track for the 22nd of May. Boy, May's just flying by this month, this year. The question of the day was submitted by KI6KQO, Zachary, and the question is, your senior year of high school, did you walk, drive, or ride a bus? My senior year, I rode a bus. So that's the question. Your senior year, did you walk, drive, or ride a bus? Don't forget, 10 o'clock this morning, it's a 20-meter net on 14-7 with Roger and Randy. We'll see what we can do. I'm going to run at QRP this morning. Let's go with the text check-ins. We'll acknowledge them before we take the mobiles. We had, in no particular, KC2NJV Wayne, VA3GLJ Craig, K4GDS Gil, KK6BCX10, KA8BYU Roy, 82KP Stephen, and 6QDY David, KGAT Walter. We had KE2EIO Michael, KD9YU said Jimmy, KI6KQO Zachary, DE3XTD Eric, and KM4WZD Joe. Alrighty folks, mobiles only. Please come with your call sign twice and slowly. Oscar 4, Foxtrot Bravo. Kilo Oscar 4, Bravo Mike. Bravo Sierra. Oscar Romeo 4, Whiskey 4, Hotel Kilo Lima, W4HKL. Please check me in and out. November 2, Juliet 5, Charlie on KJ 5 for Juliet Tango. Kilo 2, Papa Bravo. Kilo 2, Papa Bravo, in and out. Alright, let's hold it up there for just a moment. Got a couple of questionable ones here. There was a little doubling going on. We had KO4 SBM Jose. We had KQ4 Barry. W4HKL Steve down in Cumberland Gap, Tennessee was in and out. Good morning, Steve. We had W8NJT Nick in Toledo, and K2PB Paul in St. Cloud, Florida was in and out. We had a K-5BS. Could you come back with your call sign again, please? Kilowatt, Bravo 5, Bravo Sierra. Okay, Bill, out in Hockley, we got you. We'll get back to you shortly. We had one that ended in Echo Romeo Tango. Could you come back with that, please, twice? We have an ERT or an ERD or something that sounds like that. With nothing heard. Who else do we have that's out there? Please come with your call sign twice and slowly. This is Kilo Kilo 4, Kilo Zulu Zulu, KK4 KZZ. Kilo Juliet 5, Indian Golf, KJ5 ICG. Q4, Kilo Quebec 4, Victor Sierra November. Alrighty, hold up there. We recognize KQ4 VSN Richard, KJ5 ICG Gordon, and KK4 KZZ Mark in Satsuma. All right, let's go to the top of this list. KO4 SBM, Jose in St. Cloud, Florida. Good morning. In your senior year of high school, did you walk, drive, or ride a bike?
Good morning, Scott. Brew. I used to walk. You could call my first for me when I was in high school. But the school was that I decided to walk every day. About 3 or 4 minute walk. Back to you, 73.
Alrighty, walk it is. You have yourself a good day, Jose. Appreciate you joining us. KB5 BS, Bill in Hockley, Texas. Morning, Bill.
Good morning. You missed one category on there, bicycle. Unfortunately, I wasn't very bright in my senior year and got 2 speeding tickets within a month, and they took my driver's license away. And we live 15 miles from school, so I ended up riding a bike all year, going my senior year.
Alrighty, bike it is, Bill, and I just didn't little box. I never read it. Being here. KQ4 ORK, Barry in Apopka, Florida. Good morning, Barry.
Good morning to everybody on the Brew crew. And a happy Thursday. Well, my senior year, every year, with the exception of kindergarten, I was a walker. And it was uphill both ways in the... Hope everybody has a great 73, back to net control, KQ4, ORK in the mobile.
Alrighty, Barry. Yourself a good day. Who we got next? W8NJT, Nick in Toledo, Ohio. Morning, Nick. W8NJT, Nick, are you still with us?
I am. Sorry about the delay. Senior year of high school, I rode the bus half the year, and the other half I had my glorious 89 Dodge Omni to drive. W8NJT.
Thank you, Nick. Have yourself a great day. KK4, KZZ, Mark Tatsuma, good morning.
Good morning to everybody on the Brew. I was able to drive, so I had a car at that time. That's a few years ago. Okay. Going back in the memory bank. Hope everybody has a great day, and I'll send it back to net. KK4KZZ.
Okay, thank you, Mark. We have the full boat now. One of each. KJ5, ICG Gordon in Richmond, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. The year was 1999, and I was driving a 1967 Cutlass Supreme white with a red hardtop, red vinyl, 330 with a 2-speed power glide, man. The thing was nice. Back to ICG.
Yeah, you were riding in style. Have a good day, and thanks for joining us this morning. This is WBLT. Next, Q4, VSN, Richard in Trenton, Florida. Good morning.
Everyone, I drove in high school, had a 1980 Chevy Camaro, and drove it like I stole it. And, yeah, enjoyed it. Thank you for having me, and everyone have a blessed day.
All right, thanks for joining us, Richard. You said drove it like you stole it. I'll have to hook you up with my buddy Roger down there in Umatilla. Who we have else here? Well, let me recognize a couple more text check-ins, and then we'll go to the top of this list. We had N5, CHB, Chuck, KQ9, KX, Paul, and N9, KO, Cal. Let's go to the top of the list, though. with Wayne in Belmore, New York, KC2NJV, and the question of the day, your senior year of high school, did you walk, drive, ride a bus, or bike?
Hi, Scott, KC2NJV, and the answer is yes. I walked to the bus, I took a bus to the and I left the train, walked to wherever I was going, because I was in a special high school that was all over the place. So, however you put that, craziness when you live in New York City back in the 80s for high school, or the 70s for high school. Have a great day.
All right, thank you, Wayne. Sounds like an interesting way to get to school. VA3GLJ, Greg up in Cartier, Canada. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning to the Brew Crew. Much like yourself, Scott, it's a very wet and rainy here, 43 degrees Fahrenheit or 6 degrees Celsius. And answer to your question, this is Buff. Everybody have a great Thursday and VA3GL.
Thank you, Greg, and we'll try out at some point, I'm sure. K4GDS, Gil in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, Gil.
Good morning, Scott, Vicki, and everyone else. My senior year of high school was also my sister's freshman year, so my parents decided I should drive to school so she'd take the bus. That's back then, K4, back to that.
Well, that's pretty nice of them. Have a good day, Gil. Appreciate you joining us as always. KK6 BCX, Ken in Kingman, Arizona. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Scott and Vicki and the rest of the crew. My senior year of high school, I bought my first car, a 1966 Mustang. However, we lived right across the street from the high school, so I just walked. So put me down for a walk. KK6 BCX, back to net.
A good way to save on gas, live across from the school. Have a great day, Ken. BYU, Roy in Blaisdell, New York. Good morning, Roy. KA8, BYU, Roy, are you there? I'm sure he'll be back in a while. 82 KP, Stephen in Brook, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicki, and the rest of the on this soggy and cold morning here. In high school, I got my dream car, my 71 Camaro, so I drove my senior year. The day is almost. I hope everybody has a great day. This is 82 KP, back to the scroll.
Alrighty. Thank you, Stephen. Drive it is. Next up, NCY, David in Sacramento, California. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Vicki and the Brew Crew and everybody in the Zoom room. I'd have to say I drove to work, or to school there. Sorry about that. My senior year. You guys are doing great. Good to see everybody in the Zoom room. I'm back to control, everybody. Have a great day. M6QDY.
Alrighty, thank you, David. Appreciate you joining us. Next up, GAT Walter in Lynbrook, New York. Good morning.
And the rest of the
Currently it's about 47 degrees here and raining. It's been a real sloppy May. I used to walk every day to school. I did about 3 miles away every day, rain or snow. And that was my trip. So, hey, this is KE2, GAT, and back to you.
Thank you, Walter. Appreciate you joining us this morning. KE2EIO, Michael in Elman, New York. Good morning.
Scott, good morning, Vicki. Good morning, everybody. Wheels on the bus go around. Big yellow bus it is. This is KE2EIO, 73 to everybody, and back to net. Thank you.
Have a good day, and thanks for joining us. KD9, YUZ, Jimmy in Wakarusa, Indiana. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicki, and good morning to the crew. Well, my senior year, I only went 2 hours a day to school, so I drove my brand new 1977 Chevy pickup truck, and life was good back then. Everybody have a blessed day. KD9 YUZ.
Well, Jimmy, 2 hours a day. That's pretty good. Have a great day, and thanks for being here. KIKQO, Zachary in Kissimmee, Florida, the originator of this question. Good morning, Zach.
Good morning, Scott. Put me down for walking. It was about a mile each way to and from school. Not too bad. And I did tell my kids it was uphill both ways. I'll send it back to net. KI6K.
Thanks, Zach. And for the first 5 years of my schooling, I had to walk to school, but the kids across the street got a bus because they were just over how far you had to be to ride the bus. Sucked. DE3XTD, Eric in Gravenhurst, Ontario, Canada. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Things are wet and cold here, just like up in the north there. Senior year, drove to school.
Thank you, Eric. You have yourself a fine day and appreciate you joining us. KM4 WZD, Joe in Claremont, Florida. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning to the crew. I rode the bus. Bus number was 246. Was driven by a blonde lady. Here are the things that you remember from way back then. I was a bus rider. Hey, I'll take care. Have a good Thursday. 73 KM4 WZD. Back to net.
Alrighty, good memory. Have a good day and thanks for joining us. Alright, let's go to N5. It's CHB, Chuck in Sugarland, Texas. Good morning, Chuck.
Happy Thursday. Actually, my Friday. I'm off tomorrow. I was a driver. 68 Mustang. Remember it well. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, Chuck, and you have a great day. Let's go to Paul, KQ9, KX up in LaPorte, Wisconsin. Good morning.
Good morning. 1982, and I drove a 72 Ford LTD station wagon a long time ago. KQ9KX, and that.
A station wagon, that's beautiful. I don't even think they make them anymore. They were great, though. N9 to KO, Cal in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. Good morning.
Good morning to all. as an hotel, and I rode the bus. It was a yellow one, as I remember it. Back to you.
There you go. Thanks for joining us, Cal. I got a couple more here before we take new ones. W0TDL, Terry in Battle Creek, Nebraska. Good morning.
W2BTL, or BLT. Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the Brew Crew this morning. I drove at that time. We walked before that. I worked for farmers and earned a house that bought me a 1957 four-door Plymouth six-banger. But I felt like I was on top of the world with that. Graduated in 69. 42 degrees here, looking for a high of 64. And cloudy and rainy the rest of the weekend. Thanks for being there. This is W0TDL.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Terry, and have a good day. This is WBLT. Next up, N8ZFH, Gary in Woodhaven, Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the Brew Crew. I had a 69 SS315, but I only took it a couple of times. I was less than a quarter mile away, and it was just as fuck. But our millage failed that year, and we only had a day of school from 7 to 11 in the morning. I was at 11:30. Please check me in and out. I'll continue to the HVAC to net.
Heck, car, you were at school before a second gear. Have a good day, Gary, and thanks for joining us. All right, let me acknowledge a couple text check-ins and we'll take check-ins. We had NDQT, AA5, JW, James. Who else do we have looking to join us this morning on the Morning Brew? Please come with your call signs twice and slowly.
And control, please copy, no, Bravo, Bravo Motel, N9 BBM, Nathan, Chicago. Kilo 5, Sierra.
Victor, 3, Tango. Tim, Windsor, Central Canada.
W82DAN, W82DAN, Dan, Long Island, New York, in and out. Have a good one. B4 PPX, 4 PPX, in and out this morning. KD2IWN, KD2I. November 9, Echo, Hotel Tango, and 9 EHT. Good morning, in and out.
M2BH. Victor 3, Kilo Tango, Juliet, in and out.
Kilo 2 Tango Victor, Kilo 2 Tango Victor.
Victor Alpha
Bravo 2,
Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
Bravo 2,
Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
KQ4 Zulu Delta Foxtrot. KQ4 Zulu Delta Foxtrot. In and out.
MM04QF. KQ4 UAM. KQ4 UAM.
KI4 KYS. KI4 KYS. Kilo Mike 4 Mike Victor Tango. Kilo Mike 4 Mike Victor Tango.
Kilo Echo 2 Bravo Delta Oscar. Kilo Echo 2 Bravo Delta Oscar. In and out.
Echo 8 Mike Alpha Yankee, in and out.
KQ4 Zulu. KQ4 Zulu Foxtrot, in and out.
Alrighty, let's hold it up there for just a moment. That's quite a list. Let me acknowledge who we got here and a couple that might not have got through just right. We had a station right there at the end. It sounded like a 8 MXY or something like that.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try it again. Oh, Mike Alpha Yankee. W-E-M-A-Y.
Alrighty, we got you, May. I should have known that was right because your name came up with it. We'll get back to you shortly there. Don't go away. We had KE2, BDO, Richard, KM4, MVT, George, KI5, KYS, Henry, KQ4, UAM, Kevin, KO4, QMM, Roger. We had the KQ4, ZDF, Bill Monticello was in and out today. We had QWGC, Kevin, VA3, CRF, Byrne. We had K2TV, Bob, N2BH, Bill, VA3, KTJ, Jensick was N9EHT, Doug out in New Caney, Texas was in and out. We had KD5, ZPT, Paul, KD2, IWN, Timothy, W4, PPX, Don in Hollywood, Florida was in today. We had WA2, DAN, Dan in Sayville. All you in and outs have a great day. W2RBC, Randy in West Seneca. PE3, TGN, Tim up in Windsor. KA5, GSS, Shane, Beaumont, Texas. N9, BBM, Nathan in Chicago. And the rest of them I acknowledge. Let's go to the top of this list. And N3, DQD, Ray in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Ray. And the question of the day for everybody is your senior year of high school, did you walk, drive, or ride a bus or a bike? Good morning, Ray.
Good morning to you and Vicki and the rest of the crew. Well, it was very much a walk because I lived in a residential school, so we merely had to walk downstairs to the school area of the building. Back to net. This is N3DQD.
Pretty short walk. Thanks for joining us, Ray, and have a great day. AA5JW, James in Spring, Texas. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Brew Crew. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. James in Spring, mobiling to Houston for work today. Gonna be another hot one today, but you know that time of year. To the question, senior year, I drove. Actually my whole high school career, we rode in a car because my twin brother just could not get up in time for the bus, so until I was able to drive, she drove us every day because we missed bus every day. But yeah, drove every day, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. With that, I'll say 7-3, and everybody have a blessed day and stay safe out there. This is Alpha 5. We'll be monitoring.
Thank you, James. Appreciate you joining us. This is W2BLT. Next up, 9, Nathan in Chicago, Illinois. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning, everyone. Nathan here from Chicago. I was lucky enough I drove throughout high school as soon as I turned 16. So, and don't ask me how many cars I run. My parents weren't that either. But, oh well. Send back to net control. Have a great day at 9 p.m.
So, Nathan, I think that was just called a learning process. That's all. They should have understood that. Have a great day. KA5, GSS, Shane in Beaumont, Texas.
Morning, Brew. Hope everybody has a blessed day. For the question, we drove. I lived country, and there was no way I was walking 15 miles to school. But yeah, so had a good high school. Have a blessed day. K5GS says back to net control.
All right, appreciate you stopping this morning and have a good day. Let's go up north again to Windsor, Ontario. V3TGN. Good morning, Tim.
Morning, Scott and Vicky on the log. We used to go at a high school there when I was with a city bus. That was called the Ottawa thing, incorporating from the city bus stop. Have a good night, and thanks for being there, and take care. Rain, Missouri is raining pretty good. V3TG and back to net control.
Alrighty, Tim. Joining us in the city bus it is. Let's go to Randy, one of our team members here in East Coast Reflector, W2 RBC. Good morning, Randy, and I hope propagation's good this morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and everyone on the morning brew. I rode the bus. I didn't get my own car until after I graduated. And I would like to invite everyone to join Roger and I on today's 20-meter net. It's at 10 o'clock Eastern on 14.317 megahertz. We'll see you there. Back to net control, 73 to all, RB.
We'll see you in a little bit there. KD2IWN, Timothy in Hamburg, New York. Good morning. KD2IWN, Timothy, you still with us? Well, he might have been in and out. Let's go to KD5, ZPT, Paul in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, everyone on the Brew. Normally, echoing mobile in and out. I'm at a low highway, so I'll respond. But I guess it was we took K5, DBT back to net control. Good morning, everyone.
Alrighty, Paul. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Next up, one of your hosts here on the Morning Brew, and the fellow that helps me with the text check-ins now and then, and it's Bill in Palmyra, New York. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Scott, Mike, everybody. I drove an old 66 pickup truck. I think it burned more oil than it did gas. Rest of the day, be hanging around the house and hopefully join Roger this morning and to beach.
Bill, you have your day, and thanks for all you do. Appreciate it. P2TV, Bob in Fairfax, Virginia. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the Brew Crew. Greetings from rainy, chilly Northern Virginia here. Yeah, I didn't get a car till after I graduated from high school. We used to walk a little over a mile. Walk was good for me, that's for sure. It's exercise. I never thought of it as exercise those days. Anyway, everyone have a great day. Too deep.
Some of those conversations when you were walking to school, I bet were very You have yourself a fine day. Oh, let's go up north. VA3 CRF. Vern water down on his soggy walk this morning. Good morning, Vern.
Good morning, Scott. Clever Miss Vicky. Thanks for doing it this morning. Out for a walk. Definitely soggy. I don't know what's going on, Scott. This is weather, not May weather. Raining right now. Got an umbrella with me. Temperature is maybe 46. It's not going to get much warmer than that. We got rain today and rain tomorrow. I'm hoping it'll end soon. Going to have to start building a boat. The question of the day, Scott. Walk. School was not too far away from me, so I would walk down to school every day. Scott, doing it. Hope that you have a great day, and everybody listening, VA3, CRF, and if Milton is out there, un abrazo de parte de Vern. Take care. Have a good day.
Hey, thanks, Vern. And you're an experienced walker between the raindrops. No problem. It'll stop eventually. Appreciate you joining us. This is W2BLT. Next up, KB2W. Kevin, down in Homosassa, Florida, where I can guarantee it's not raining.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's guaranteed not raining, but we could get the rain. It's a little on the dry side. 77 degrees here, partly cloudy. And yes, I walked my whole career to high school because 2 blocks away, kids could get the bus, but I was within that bound walk. So, everybody have a good day. WGC.
All right, thank you. You have yourself a good day, Kevin, and appreciate you joining us. Next up, the host of the 20-meter net at 10 o'clock this morning, KO4QMM, Roger in Yuma, Florida. Good morning, Roger. And the question of the day is your senior year of high school. Did you walk or ride a bus?
Good morning, Mr. Scott and the Brew crew. I drove the Hot Rod Lincoln, and everybody was sitting their tires going in the parking lot one day, and sure enough, they copped in the parking lot writing tickets. So, and looking forward to the 20-meter net. Hopefully, I already talked to a bud from Israel that was at Fair Islands this morning, so maybe that's a good sign. And at 10 o'clock, 14.317, and Scott always has a pipeline, so that's why he gets to experiment with QRP. Back to you, my friend. 4QMM clear.
Thank you, Roger, and I'm sure we'll talk to you later. Have yourself a great morning. Who we got next? KQ4 UAM, Kevin in Interlaken, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Vicky. Scott, it was always motorcycles for me all through high school. Started out with an ACV 125, then went to an RD 400, and ended up with a XS 750 motorcycle. So had quite a few during the high school days and all through. Hope everybody has a good day. Stay safe. Pray for some rain down here in the Sunshine State. We are on fire down here. KQ4 UAM, back to the net.
All right, thank you, Kevin. I was down visiting the mouse last week, and that heat just not for me. Glad I'm back up here where it's cool and rainy. Have a great day. KI4, KYS, Henry in Lake Butler, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, this is KIS. Question is, I drove to
most of my high school. Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Henry, and have yourself a great day. KM4MVT George in Pinellas Park, California, or Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, everybody on the net. Thank you very much for having me here. Yeah, we're as far away from California as we can get, I believe. But, yeah, I rode the bus to high school every morning. Y'all have a good day. Peace, everybody. God bless.
I'm sorry, George. I wasn't. What was your answer?
I rode the bus to school.
Alright. Thanks for joining us, George. And have yourself a great day. Let's go to KE2 BDO, Richard in Schuyler Falls, New York. Good morning. BDO, are you still with us, Richard? Maybe he was in and out. Let's go to WE8. Looks like you're new to the system up there in Holt, Michigan. Good morning.
WE8MAY, yes, to the brew. So good morning to everyone. Hopefully I'm coming through okay. When I was in high school, I rode the big yellow school bus. So that was me.
Alrighty, school bus it is. And if you make email public on QRZ, we'll get you a welcome letter out and you can see what the system's about. And we're here every Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time, except for holidays, which is next Monday. So I'll remind everybody, there's no brew on Monday. It is Memorial Day, and we celebrate it. Glad to have you, May, and don't be a stranger. This is W2BLT. Next up, one of your hosts here on the Morning Brew, Al. K8BAC up in Britain, Michigan. Good morning, Al.
Hey, good morning, Scott. Everybody on the brew. Senior year in school, yeah, definitely drove. I don't think I touched a bus after I to tell you the truth. But yeah, that was a definite. Had an old Pinto that my friends and I 302 in. I think it was dangerous, but it was a lot of fun. Everybody have a great day, and we'll send down to Florida. They need it. We don't. I'm about done with it. KBAC, back to you, Scott.
No, putting a 302 in a Pinto, that's just wrong. Have a good day. Appreciate you joining us. KQ8U, Bob in Ecorse, Michigan. Good morning, Bob.
Morning, Scott, and the rest of the brew crew. High school is like 3 blocks away. I moved my aunt's house. I drove from there. I had a car, but I lived closest to the school. I was like, it was right across the street, and I was always late. But it was walking and driving, no buses. They didn't have it then. Here we go. You, man.
Alrighty, thank you, Bob. Appreciate you joining us, and have yourself a great day. Alrighty, folks, time to take some new stations. New stations looking to join call sign twice and slowly.
KK7DY. 7. KK7. November 2, Bravo X-ray uniform. November 2, Bravo X-ray mobile. 20 Bravo 4 Romeo. Bravo 4 Romeo Oscar November mobile work truck. November Whiskey 4 Quebec
Tango Charlie. Kilo Mike 4 Tango Charlie.
Kilo here in Chicago.
November Whiskey 4 Quebec NW4Q.
W4 KKC, W4 KKC Mobile.
Kilo Foxtrot 6 Hotel Delta Juliet. Kilo Foxtrot 6 Hotel Delta Juliet. Now, morning. Kilo Charlie 3 Lima Alpha Victor. KC3 LAV.
November 2 India Sierra Kilo. November 2 India Sierra Kilo.
Alrighty, let me hold it up there. Recognize the cab here. From the top down, we had KK7 DY Clark. W7 OMH Mike in Wading River was in and out. Thanks for joining us, Mike. We had N2 BXU Brendan. WB4 RON Ron in the mobile. W4Q Jim. We had KD2 Al Chip in the mobile. KM4 TC Terry. KE9 DIF Adam. W4 KKC Caleb. We had KF6 HA Brent in Pensacola was in and out. We had KC3 LAV Mike in Pennsylvania. And 2 ISK Bob in Woodbridge, New Jersey. We had a WI4 station. WI4, could you that call sign again, please?
Do you possibly mean KI? Because I did try getting in there. Bravo, Jared in Holt, Michigan.
I got the KI4 BY, didn't get the last letter.
India 4 Bravo Yankee Tango. KI4 BYT.
Okay, we got you, Jim. Well, I got you. Did you drive to school, walk, or take a bus your senior year?
Actually, my brothers and sisters drove, as I'm totally blind, so that would have been scary. We drove a Sundance to school. What I remember about that is anytime in the winter when we had snow, we had to put 2 bags of rock salt in the truck or you were not driving that car. I remember that real well.
Very good. Yes. Let me acknowledge some more text check-ins.
KCZX in and out, please.
Ready, I got you there, Daryl. We had W2AJR Andy, K4KU Jason, and 5J Bill, and W8 WHK, W2KDC Dennis, all via the text. Let's go back to the top of this list. KK7DY Clark in Phoenix, Arizona. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew crew. I walked to high school in Topeka, and it was 1.25 miles. Back to net control, KK7DY. Good day.
Alrighty, walk it is. Thanks for joining us, Clark. N2 BXU, Brendan, East New York.
Good morning to everyone on the Brew Crew. This is N2BXU. I was a walker. I walked to high school the entire time. This is N2BXU. Everyone have a wonderful day.
Alrighty, thank you, Brendan. WB4 RON, Ron is in his work truck. Good morning, Ron.
Everybody in the Brew? Yes, we're actually making a delivery out in Akron, New York here very shortly. I had rides home. My mother wouldn't let me take my car to go back and forth to work. So, it was a school bus. Back to the net, WB4 RON.
Thank you, Ron. While you're out in Akron, stop and pick us up some ice there at Perry's. Have a good day. Let's go to NW4Q, Jim in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This is W2BLT. Good morning, Jim.
Morning, sir. You sounded really good here. I rode the bus every morning.
Here you go. So did I. Have a good day. KD2NL, Chip in Cincinnati, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Dickie and the rest of the crew. For my senior year, I drove my car. So I'll say 73, you'll have a good day. Back to net, KD2NL Mobile.
All right. I realized so many people drove their senior year. 4TC, Gary in Four Oaks, North Carolina. Good morning.
Good morning. I was having a hard time getting keyed. Yeah, good morning, crew. Yeah, I drove. My parents couldn't wait for me to get my driver's license, so I drove my sophomore and senior because I played 3 sports. And I was home anyway, so they were thrilled to death for me to get my license. Good morning. Catch y'all tomorrow. KM4TC.
All right, Terry, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, and have a good day. KE9 and DIF, Adam, Downers Grove, Illinois. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I was driving a 1970 Dodge Dart with a slant 6, and it was powder blue with vinyl seats, with a Pioneer radio in the glove box with an equalizer when it ran. Otherwise, if it was snowing, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet of snow, had to walk to school every day. Everyone.
Oh, thank you, Adam. And as long as the radio worked, it was a good car. W4, KKC, Richlands, North Carolina. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you and the Brew Crew. I wanted to say, I don't know if you noticed, it was my 7-year-old daughter's voice that ID'd me for the net. Every morning for the while waiting for her to get on the school bus, she's been trying to get me into the net. And this morning was the first time that you acknowledged when she did her transmission. So you made her day. Thank you for that. I definitely rode the bus to school every day through all of my school years. We live pretty far away, and I was only going to get a car when I bought one for myself. So 73 to y'all. Have a great day. God bless. W4KKC, back to net control.
Thank you. And she said it twice, and she said it at the proper speed. Easy to get. Have yourself a good day, and appreciate you joining us. Go to KC3 LAV, Mike down in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Mike.
Yes, sir, Scott. Yes, sir. Good morning, Scott, and good morning to everyone on the crew this morning. This is Kid 3, Lima Alpha Victor. Mike in Warwick Township, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Sitting here in a beautiful, dreary morning. It's a little rainy, really. It's still springtime. Yes, we drove our senior year, had a 61 Rambler American convertible, 3-speed on the column. Our senior year, yes sir. Fun car. Thank you very much. LAV back to net.
All right, you have a good day, Mike. Thanks for joining us. Next up, N2 ISK, Bob in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Good morning, Bob.
Crew, yeah. Hello. I have my senior year, I drove a 1954 Buick Special. It was a tank. It got down, going downhill with a tailwind. But back in the day, you know, gas was 30 cents a gallon, and you got free dishes if you filled it up. Yeah, it belonged, actually, I was the third generation. My grandmother a lot when I was, about 3 years. And she gave it to my uncle, who was also a hand from the Spark Guy, and he gave it to me. And I ended up driving my grandmother in it when she moved up in the area here. So, yeah, 3 generations, Buick Special. You couldn't damage it. I mean, it was a tank. You couldn't break it. Anyway, there you go. And to ask everyone, have a good day.
And you as well, Bob. Appreciate you joining us. Next up, W2 KDC, Dennis in Dansville, New York. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, everyone on the Brew. I drove. I had an aunt that gave me a car for a early graduation present, so I drove every day. Parking was a challenge, but I was able to drive. Wish everybody a great day. It's going to be a dreary, kind of rainy day here, but I've got to head off to take care of some graves, get them decorated for Memorial Day. So, W2KDC, wishing everybody a great day, and back to net control.
Thanks for joining us, Dennis. We appreciate it. W8 WHK, Bill, north of Fort Myers, Florida. Good morning. The question of the day is, your senior year of high school, did you walk, drive, or ride the bus? Well, good morning from Southwest Florida. It's 77 degrees and mostly sunny. Beautiful morning. Senior year, I took public transportation. Ride a bus, take the rapid transit train downtown, pick up a bus there. My high school was a few miles away, but it was that's where I met my future wife. She went to the same school, took basically the same buses, and we had sat together a lot on the bus, and it was great. Okay, turn it back to you. This is WHK here in Southwest Florida. God bless everyone, and 7-3. And have a great holiday coming up. Thank you, Bill, and you as well. Appreciate you joining us. 5 at JOJ, Bill in Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Top of the morning, everybody on the Brew crew. It's Thursday, getting closer to the weekend there. And my senior year, I drove. Yeah, I had a little truck by then, and I was able. I had 2 part-time jobs to afford everything, but I did it there. Ford Falcon. I used to drive back and forth. And then I think towards the end, I got a Chevy Love little pickup. There you go. So I drove there. So anyhow, everyone have a super day. N5 JOJ back to next control.
Thank you, Bill. You have a great day. And that's going to do it for me, folks. We got a good list for Mike to pick up on here. Thanks to Vicki for morning and Bill for being there, helping out. I appreciate it. This is W2BLT. Everybody have a fine day. It's all yours, Mike.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Vicki, for being here. Let's right on up. Let's go to one of our net controllers here at the ECR from Atlanta, Georgia, K4KU. Okay, give yourself a plug here.
Mike, the brew this morning, where it's 63 and sunny. You're a high school. I rode the bus today. Good weekend coming up with KU back to net control.
Thank you, Jason. Yes, I'm coming in on top of you there, but we got most of it. But I want to be on time getting to school. Andy in Chickawaga, New York, W2AJR.
Good morning, Mike. Everybody, crew. I was a walker. You could see the scrap house, and from kindergarten all the way on to the end of high school, it's all in the same place the entire time. It wasn't in 4 feet of snow, but, well, maybe sometimes. The rest of the day is working. Video tonight. 7-3, I'll have a good day.
Thank you, Andy. Fred in Milton, Florida, I haven't talked to you in a while. AD5AR, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Mike. I had to wait for that to drop there. Very good morning from, let's see, where am I? Staley on Florida. I'll go down for that. This is KD5AR, 18-wheeler mobile here, doing some local running around today. Got to shuttle a trailer up to Georgia, so just easy 300 miles. That's nothing for a truck driver, so anyway, let's see, I drove my senior year of high school, so that's and I tell you what, that text line sure is handy when it gets cracked, so that's a whole lot easier than fighting the crowds. Anyway, back to you, Mike, and good morning to Scott too. I was listening. Real good to hear you guys. KD5AR.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate you being here. And for you folks that don't have the text line number, let me give it to you. Get a pen and pencil handy. I'm pausing for a moment, talking yeah, and so you got that in your hand. Area code 716-317-9050. It's a tool in the box made to... Next up is Doug from Lubbock, Texas, W5VDEO.
Yeah, Roger. Drove a 79 Dodge Colt, so WDEO back to that.
Thank you for joining us this morning, Doug. Ariel, 4RHC.
Good morning, guys. This is Whiskey 4, Romeo 3rd Charlie in the Mobile. I-75 headed south to Ocala that morning for service calls. But I started driving actually when I was in middle school in 8th grade. They pushed me back 2 years. And from Cuba, And so I was the older kid in the group. So I did all my friends for sure. Got an old Dodge Monaco from 1979. And it was a beat-up car, but I just had to drive again. But yes, I did drive for my senior year. 1989, I graduated from high school. This is third trumpet, back to you.
Thank you for being with us this morning, Ariel. Stay safe out there on 75. KE2EDS, Mark, one of our net controllers here at the Open Mic Night and Director. Thank you, Mark, for being with me this morning.
And Vicky and the rest of the crew. In my year, I rode a bus. No car for me. Wasn't able to afford it at that time. Have a great day. KE2EDS.
Thank you, Mark. I had the same excuse. When you're poor, you take the free transportation. KJ4XJ, Rex from Crystal River, Florida. Good morning, Rex.
Well, good morning to you and the Brew crew. I worked night shift at Tampa Airport my senior year. Got off at 3 in the morning. Would go home, change, and drive to school. So put me down for driving. Back to you and the crew this morning. You guys have a wonderful day at 7.
Thank you for joining us, Rex. Drive it is. Next up is Jeff from Rochester Hills, KE8SMN. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Brew Crew. KE8SMN. Well, I'll put a different twist on it. Most of my senior year I rode the bus, but at the end I rode my motorcycle. A 1971 Honda CB50. KE8SMN. Back to net.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you being here. N1 CBM, Carlos, one of the two voices of aeronautical. Good morning, Carlos.
Good morning, Mike. Speaking to the crew. It's 8 down here in Fort Florida. I used to ride the carpool from our living to the school since we didn't have any yellow bus routes. We were living in a pretty remote area. But I was able to get my hands on a 1982 CJ Renegade with some savings, and my parents just kicked in a little bit there, so I was able to drive my senior year. That's it, Mike. I started one and one CD.
Thank you for joining us this morning, Carlos. Tim in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. From one part of the U.S. South all the way up in North Canada there. VE3TCS. Tim.
This is VE3TCS Mobile. Actually, I'm in Canada's southern city. In high school, I took driver ed, and believe it or not, it was a Gran Torino, just like in the movie. And for my year in high school, the bus only covered half the distance to school, so I either used my right thumb or my bicycle. Back to net.
Oh, Tim, I am very familiar with AT, alternate transportation. Been known to use it a few times myself. Next up is Bill from Hobbs, New Mexico. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Mike, everybody on the brew. I drove, hope everybody has a great day. KI5P, back to that.
Thank you, Bill. Drive is. Okay, that takes care of all the text line check-ins. The board is empty now, so let's go with mobile station. Any mobile station, come now, please. and do it twice and do it slowly.
K8BWK, K8BWK. I'll have to be in and out now, Mike. I guess I didn't have enough fire in the wire earlier. Have a good day.
Kilo 4, Victor Tango Tango.
5YNU
K4 VTT. Yeah, Echo Link Mobile.
KQ4 WJJ. KQ4 WJJ.
KC1 QPL. KC1 QPL.
K5 MPH. K5 MPH.
Okay, hold it up for a moment. Let me acknowledge these stations. Michael and this K5 MPH, John in St. Paul, Minnesota, KC1 QPL, Dallas in Orlando, Florida, KQ4WFBJ, Florian in Conroe, Texas, K5YN, Bruce, my problem child from Kissimmee, Florida, KK4VTT, and sorry we can't talk, but I understand how that works sometimes for you. From Oregon, Ohio, K8BWK. Let me pick up Bruce, your mobile son, K4VTT. Question of the day for all of you. In your senior year, did you walk, drive, ride a bus?
Mike, sorry to disappoint you, but I was a high school dropout. But following other people's cars and things like that without their permission, I wonder if that counts. Hey, you got KK4 VT. Thanks, Mike, for letting me have some fun.
Thank you for joining Bruce, as always. YNU, Florian in Conroe, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning, Vicky. One on the Brew Crew. I was back in Europe. I have different options on public transportation, so public transportation for me. Back to the next control, K5YNU. Everyone have a blessed day.
Thanks for joining us this morning, Florian. John in South St. Paul, Minnesota, chilly area of the country, KC1 QPL.
Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone on the Morning Brew. KC1 QPL. In my senior year of school, I drove a 1966 bucket seats, no seat belt. Not installed at the factory, and I tell you, myself and my passengers could have used some seat belts back in those days. Back to you, sir. Be here, KC1 QPL.
Always glad to have you for being with us. Time for general check-ins. Any and all, come now, please, twice and slowly, please.
KF8, KF8, Detroit Rock City, Rochester Hills, Michigan.
Kilo, Charlie, Kilo, Hotel, go.
Whiskey Delta 8, India Charlie. Whiskey Delta 8, Papa India Charlie. November 8, Romeo Whiskey Foxtrot, that's N8RWF. SWL, good morning.
Kilo Juliet 5, Alpha X-Ray Charlie. Kilo Juliet 5, Alpha X-Ray Charlie Mobile.
On Echo Link. And Echo Bravo.
One November 19 Sierra 481 NYA from Philippines.
Kilo Indio I with the Alpha Lima. Kilo with the Alpha.
WB2JPQ. Okay, let's take a pause right there. That's getting pretty long. Let me Dick, the gunfighter himself, WB2JPQ. Robert in Conroe, Texas, I5WAL. From the Philippines, 4G1NYS. Webb from Collierville, Texas, N1WEB. Lewis with mobile from Houston, Texas, KJ5AXC. I'll be right back at you here in just a moment, Lewis, so stick close. From Beaver, Pennsylvania, KD3AJN. Bill from Trenton, Michigan, N8RWF. Bob from Savannah, Ohio, WD8PIC. Henry, KC2KHT, and Jack from Rochester, Michigan, KF8DRC. I have one station out there I need clarification on, ending in QYG, something like that. Come now, please, twice and slowly.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 5, Quebec, Yankee Golf, Rudy out of Houston, Texas.
November Whiskey 3 United and W3U. November Whiskey 3 United and W3U. Okay, David, we got you. And Rudy, we got you as well. Thank you for the clarification. Let me go to my mobile station, KJ5AXC. Lewis in Houston, Texas. Question today. In your senior year of high school, did you walk, drive, or ride a bus? I drove. 22 Capri. KJ5AXC, back to net. W3. Thank you, Lewis. We appreciate that. Now let me jump up to the top of my Henry in East Islip, New York, WKC2KHT.
KC2KHT. And in senior high school, walked. So it wasn't long after that that get a car, but during the high school. So back to the net.
Thank you, Henry. Walk it is. Next up is Rudy, KF5QYG. Good morning, Rudy.
Good morning, this is Rudy, KF5QIG. I had a car, but I couldn't insurance, so I walked to school. I was too afraid to get in a wreck and cost money.
Thank you, Rudy. Appreciate you being here. Drive it is. Bob in Savannah. I know you didn't drive, Bob. WD8PI. Station got you to school your senior year. You are correct. I did not drive. I walked I was at the school for the blind, so all I had to do basically was walk from the dorm stay to the building at a great of a distance. When I was younger, I had a bus that came around and picked up various, kids with various handicaps, of which I was one, of course. And it is raining and here in the Toledo area. It's kind of a moderate rain and cloudy, of course. Back to net. I got nothing planned for today. Just enjoy the day and see what happens. WD8PIC.
Thank you for joining us this morning, Bob. In Beaver, Pennsylvania, KD3AJN. Good morning, Nana.
Good morning to everyone in there this morning. This is KD3AJN. Well, I went to a blind school also, and so we stayed there. So I just had to walk downstairs to my classes. Everybody have a good day. KD3AJN.
Thanks for being with us this morning. Webb in Collierville, Tennessee, N1WEB. Good morning, Webb.
Thank you, Mike, and good morning to the net. I'm coming in on Echo Link this morning. I'm traveling here, so I'll keep it short. And put me down for a motorcycle. In 1980, I drove a 73 ARC motorcycle. And my daily driver, but sometimes I took the bus. And WEB, back to net.
Thank you, Webb. Good to hear you this morning. Stephen from the Philippines, 4G1NYS. Good morning, sir.
Mike. Good morning inside and from here in the Philippines. 4 Golf 1 November Yankee Sierra. My name is my answer to your question, it's when I here we were carpooling with the family. It's kind of saves a lot of travel experience when you're on a bus or commuting transportation. Anyway, yeah, that's it for me. I'll send it back to control.
Thank you, Stephen. Robert in Conroe, Texas, KI5WAL. Good morning, sir.
Morning to everybody on the Brew Crew. This is KI5WAL. Yeah, I drove a 19 pickup when it was running. If it wasn't running, I would have to beg a ride from my sister or one of my friends. Thank you for hosting the Brew Crew, and we'll get back to you, Ned.
Thank you for being here, Robert. WB2JPQ. Good morning, Dick.
Again, Mike, Vicky. No, I drove to school. Have a good day, everybody. This is WB2JPQ.
Thank you, Dick. Stay safe out there. Sound like you're full this morning. NW3U, David in Garner, North Carolina. Morning, sir.
Well, good morning to Mike and everybody. I apologize for jumping in there. I just turned the radio on, and I thought you were calling for a station. So I just stumbled right in there. My call signing out there. My apologies. We'll listen carefully. The question today, actually, for my entire high school, from junior through senior high school, I walked through school, 2 different schools, and I was able to walk to both of them. Everybody have a good day. We'll be in here tomorrow, 7-3 NW3.
Thank you, David. Don't worry about it. You got in. And schools, walking. It sounds like a dedicated student to me. Thank you for being here. Mike in Camellus, 82WRJ. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Brew Crew. I drove to school. I had about a 45-minute commute in my 1976 Honda Civic that was painted Air Force Blue. An interesting car in that it had a choke knob on it. So when it was cold starting, you had to pull the choke out until it warmed up. So you don't see that in cars today. Anyway, everybody have a good day and a good week. This is KD2, back to net control.
That's right, Mike. You don't see that much in cars anymore. You find it still in outboard motors and lawnmowers. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ken Birdie, Sun City Center, Florida. Tampa Bay is covered. NA2B. Tell me your story, Charlie.
Well, good morning, Mike, Vicky, and everybody from Birdie and I here in Tampa Bay, where morning weather report. It's 82 degrees, and it's going to be a smoker day. Our response to the question, Mike, I'm going to say primarily the bus in my senior year. Friends that used to pick me up from time to time in their cars. Had a friend that had an old 48 Plymouth. Oh my God, that thing was a tank. Used to love it. Anyway, younger days, back in grade school, we used to cut through the neighbors' yards. We used to call it lots. How long? And it was quicker to walk to grade school than ride the bus. So that's that. Hope you have a good day. Thanks to K2CMT and A2B. Back to that.
Well, cutting class is a term that I'm quite familiar with. Been accused of it several times. Thank you for being here, Charlie. Chris in Beaumont, Texas. Coming in. What's wrong with you, boy? WPITT.
Get in without waiting for the end, I guess. Morning, Mike, and the rest of the morning brew. Well, my sophomore year, I took the bus, but in my junior and senior years, it was riding with friends, or well, by then I got my driver's license and had a car, so I was able to drive myself. So, so many years ago. Anyhow, I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. This is Thursday, I hope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. WB5ITG, back to that.
Chris, you're starting to sound like you're about to have a bubble off plum, son. Thursday it is, all day long. Time for some new customers to join us here on the Mountain Brew. This is T along with Miss Vicky, KEVKY. Looking forward to your contributions. Come now, please, twice and slowly.
AF8, CWF, Kilo, Trot 8, Charlie Whiskey, Trot. Whiskey 8, Uniform, Sierra Romeo, Whiskey
8:30. W2EM, Whiskey 2, Echo Mike. Charlie 3, Foxtrot Golf Delta.
Whiskey 8,
Kilo, Charlie 3, Foxtrot Golf Delta. This is Kilo Juliet 5, Kilo Uniform X-Ray, Ricky. Kilo Juliet 5, Kilo Uniform X-Ray, Ricky from Houston.
Let's hold up there just a second. Michigan Station, would you come again, please? Okay, we got you already. I think that's what the situation is. Anyone else, come now.
Kilo Juliet 5, Mike Whiskey, KJ 5, India Mike Whiskey, in and out.
Morning.
Okay, let me acknowledge coming in right now. KC2Q, Frank. KT3ATQ, Jim. K4PJM, Perry. KJ5GWN, Will. KJ5IW, Robert. KJ5KUX, Ricky. Ray, KC3FGD, Chuck, W2EM, and Destiny from Livonia, Michigan, W8, Brian, Warren, Michigan, KF8CW. Don't see any mobiles there, so let me start at the top. KF8CWF. Question of the day, sir. During your senior year, did you walk, drive, or ride?
Good morning, everybody. I was one of those that was lucky enough to walk my whole school career, right up to the day I graduated. Have a great day, KF8 CWF, back to net control.
Thank you, Brian. Next up, the from Livonia, new to the system, W8USR.
This is W8USR. For the, I think it was 10th and 11th grade, we were still carpooling. In 12th grade, I got my my car, the 1966 Dodge Coronet convertible, and drove since then.
This morning, and since you're new to the system, let me advise you and remind you that if you'll go to eastcoastreflector.com, eastcoastreflector.com, all one word, you can find all the East Coast Reflector and the Morning Brew and different nets that are available, and find out more about us, and we hope you become a regular here. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Mike, and the rest through. Senior year, I rode the bus, but partially, there's a lot of times I did walk home. I always got there on the bus, but yeah, a lot of times I walked a mile home, so it wasn't a big deal. Anyway, everybody have a great day. It's still raining up here, so 73s, W2EM.
Well, thank you. We wish we could have a little rain right now ourselves to cool us off here. It's that time of year where it should start any day, but it hasn't gotten real regular yet. Ray always needs rain for the garden in Elizabethtown. KC3FGD. Good morning, Ray.
Hey, good morning, Mike, Vicki, everyone on the brew. Another rainy day here in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna get my age away on this one. A little story behind it. Beginning of the year, I drove a 48 police pickup truck, and then I met my girlfriend, currently my wife, and I transitioned to a 52 Ford with flathead V8. You know, can't make out in those pickup trucks, so I had to get the car very comfortable. Everyone have a wonderful day. Net control.
Ray, you just got to be more inventive when you have a pickup truck. Thank you, everybody. Ricky in Houston, Texas, KJ5KUX.
Howdy, everybody. This is KJ5KUX in Houston, Texas. I'd say by the time I reached my senior year, I was far too cool to be managed to get my sister's car. I inherited that from her after she ran that into the ground through her years in high school. So, yes, I was far too cool to walk or ride the bus. Kilo Juliet 5, Kilo Uniform X-ray, back to net control.
Be careful, Robert. There actually got movies out there about you cool. Will in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, KJ5 GWN.
Good morning, everybody on the Brew Crew. This is KJ5 Golf Whiskey November. I stayed at the School for the Blind in Muskogee, Oklahoma, which is in eastern Oklahoma. All my school years. So I stayed there at the school, and we dormitories, so I stayed at the School for the Blind in Muskogee. So anyway, that's my story, and anyway, just new to this particular system, not new to the past, but new to this particular system. So anyway, back over there to you, Mike. This is KJ Whiskey November.
Well, thank you for being with us, Will, and hope you'll become a regular if that's the case. You didn't show up as new, so you must have been on the system sometime in the past. K4 PJM, Perry in Leesburg, Florida. Good morning, Perry.
Good morning, Mike and Vicki and everybody here at the Brew Crew this morning. My story is, I have to say that I was driving my senior year because I was married at the end of my junior year in high school to a high school sweetheart. So I really had no choice but going to night school and drove every night. This is K4 PJM. See everybody later.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking with it. KC2JPQ, Frank, New York. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Mike, and anybody listening to the Brew. I went to vocational school, so I rode the bus in the morning. They took you back to the main high school, then I walked. So that's how that works. You can put that down in any category. Other than that, just kind of dreary day, rainy for the next 7 days. I hope not, but you never know. Anyhow, 7-3s, I'll send it back to the net. Have a great day, Mike.
Thank you for being here, Frank. Jim in Easton, PA, KD3ATQ. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike, Vicki, and the Brew Crew. They took the bus through the whole high school years. Back to net control. TQ.
Thank you for joining us this morning, Jim. Bus it is. Let me remind everyone that 10 a.m. this morning, Roger will be on here, he and Randy, with the 20-meter net, 14.317 on your dial if you have HF privileges. And if you don't, and you got an HF radio or SDR, just tune in and enjoy it. Thank you for participating, is what we like to say. And let me remind everyone that tomorrow night at 8 o'clock will be the Youth Net. And we want to support the young net controllers that operate on the Youth Net, so please check in if you can. New stations wishing to join us, come now please, twice and slowly.
2 CJM, W2C. Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo. Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo. Kilo Mike 7, Alpha Delta Oscar. Kilo Mike 7, Alpha Delta Oscar.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Echo, Oscar, India, KQ4, EOI, in and out, please.
BYU. KAH BYU. W2KJV. W2KJV. Mike 73 W2KJV.
WT4OXT, Whiskey Delta 4, Oscar X-Ray Tango, in and out.
Victor, Whiskey, Quebec, number 9, Victor, in and out.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Juliet, Quebec. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Juliet, Quebec.
Kilo Echo 8, Uniform X-Ray Mike. Kilo Uniform X-Ray Mike, in and out.
KC9IXX, Kilo Charlie 9, India X-Ray X-Ray.
This is N9OKA.
November 8, Mike Juliet, November. November 8, Mike Juliet, November, mobile.
Okay, I had a long pause there, but I'm going to ask any digital or link stations that have had trouble getting in, come now. Well, looks like those guys are all making it okay this morning. N8MJN, Sterling Heights, Michigan. N9OKA, Michael, new to the system from LaPorte, Indiana. KC9IXX, Roger, Rochester, Indiana. KE8UXM, Ryan waved a hand at us. He's in and out this morning from Royal Oak, Michigan. KFDJQ, Kevin, Bowling Green, Ohio. WQ9V, Ken from Brownsville, Texas. WD4OXT, Riddle from Winter Springs, Florida. W2KJV, Tony, one of our system facilitators, was in and out this morning from Homosassa. Thank you for waving a hand there, Tony. And Roy was recheck KA8BYU from KM78, Christopher, Oregon City, Oregon. And KJ5DXB, Frank from Sugar Land, Texas. And at the top of the list, Charles from Selden, W2CJM. Don't see any mobiles in there, so let's start at the top. Charles, good morning to you, sir. During your senior year, high school, did you walk, drive, or ride a bus?
Good morning, Mike, and everybody in the brew. My senior year of high school, I rode the train for 1 hour to get to school. Thank you very much for doing the net. Have a great day.
Well, thank you, Frank. Appreciate you being here. I think that may be the first and only train so far this morning. Thank you for being here. Frank in Sugar, Texas, K5DXB.
KJ5DXB, good morning to you, Mike, Vicky, and everybody. Put me down for driving myself. Everybody have a great day. KJ5DXB, back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Frank. Driving it is. Christopher, way down. Thank you, Christopher. John, in Miami, Florida, KQ4EOI.
Good morning. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm mobile and within that. I'll make this short and sweet. I was a bus on the way to high school. Bus. Back to net. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for sticking around and talking to me. I appreciate that. Even though didn't hear you. Hardly in and out, so thanks for being here anyhow. Roy in Blaisdell, New York. What's going on again at your house, Roy?
Everybody on the brew? KA8BYU. Well, not too much here, just taking care of 2 kids. And during the high school senior year, I had to take the because parking passes for seniors were in short supply, and I was one of them to have to get one. So, had no choice but to take the bus. Back to you.
Thank you. Ken in Brownsville, Texas, WQ9V. Good morning, Ken. WQ9V, are you still with me, Ken? We'll put Ken down as one and done. Thank him for waving a hand. Let's go to Kevin, Bowling Green, Ohio. KF8 at DJQ.
Good morning. I walked. We didn't live very far from the school, and I didn't get a car until I graduated. So, thanks much. KF8 DJ.
Thank you, Kevin. A lot of us was in that position. We had to do the job first. Roger in Rochester, Indiana, KC9IXX.
Good morning, sir. Everybody on the brew crew this morning. I was a bus kid. Even though my mother worked at the school, she made me ride the bus. Early child abuse, potentially. You guys have a good day. This is KC9IXX.
Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it. N9OKA, Michael, new to the system from LaPorte, Indiana. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Mike. 7-3s to you and everyone out there. Boy, it brings back memories. I was 16 and a half, got my license back in 69, and I wasn't long after that car. But before that, I rode the bus to school. I was glad, though, when I got my car and was able to drive to school. N9OKA, back to net control.
Well, thank you for joining us, Michael. I've got you down on my list here as new to the system, so please take time to check out our website at eastcoastreflector.com. All one word, eastcoastreflector.com. Martian from Sterling Heights, Michigan, N8MJN. Good morning, Martian.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Vic, everybody on the Brew crew. This is N8MJN. Mobile. I drove to high school my senior year. Was lucky enough to get a car. Mind you, it was a tiny little thing with 5-speed, though. I think I drove it was almost 30 switched to automatic cars. That said, I'll send it back to net control. Everyone have a great day. 73 N8MJN.
Well, thank you, Marcia, for being with me. Daryl in Epsom, New Hampshire, WB1DXN. Good morning.
Good morning, Vicky and Mike and the rest of the Brew crew today. I was lucky enough that I had a vehicle. It was 5 miles to school, and so it was a tough walk. So never had to walk. Always had to took a bus early, and then in high school, senior year, had their own vehicle. Everybody keep safe there, especially those that have to drive around to jobs and trucks and whatever, and keep an eye on the road ahead and also around you. See what's going on. Always expect the unexpected. Think ahead, look ahead, and what was the third one? Anyway, look ahead, think ahead, plan ahead. WB1DX, have a good day.
Thank you for being here, Daryl. Appreciate it. Scott in Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis and Barbecue, KY40.
Well, good morning, Mike, Brother Redell, everybody on the Brew crew, and Webb, if he's still on his vacation, and Gulf Shores out of Webb down there. Well, let's see, Mike, we did not have to take the bus. We were in a small town and got a ride in till here to have a Mercury Bobcat hatchback car for my senior year. Car. And the only problem with having the car was everybody wanted to ride. Thanks for doing the net. Thanks to this Vicky and everybody behind the scenes. Everybody have a rest of your day. KY4NB from Land Elvis and Barbecues. Back to net.
Thank you, Scott. I know Memphis and May is going on. Hope it you got a time to taste a little of that barbecue you always talking about. KB9 in Culver, Indiana. Good morning, Lynn. KB9NDZ. Lynn, are you with me?
Go ahead.
Question number 1 is senior year of high school. Did you walk, drive, or ride a bus?
I rode a bus.
How many of you mentioned a coffee? KM4CTB. It's not like Donnie. He must be having some technical difficulties. So we can take a few more check-ins. Come on now, twice and slowly, please.
Kilo.
10XL. November 5. November X-ray.
RN. Joel, East Yapping. Kilo Echo 4, Delta Echo Romeo. Kilo Echo 4, Delta Echo Romeo. Whiskey Zulu, K9WZ. Got it.
Tango Juliet Sierra, K9JS, in and out.
VK3, Echo Delta Mike, VK3, Echo Mike, check in, check out.
K9 Papa Mike Alpha. Whiskey 9 Papa Mike Alpha.
Kilo Juliet 5,
Charlie Delta, Kilo Juliet 5, Lima Charlie Delta.
Victor Kilo 3, Foxtrot Sierra Tango, Victor Kilo 3, Foxtrot Sierra Tango, in and out.
WA TBB, WA5 TBB, in and out.
Kilo's off the big one. Straight take
Yeah.
Big flag, in and out.
Okay, hold up a moment. Let me give it a chance. I was having some technical difficulties during my sheet wasn't refreshing, but now I think I've got everybody in front of me. Last station, JYL. Would you come again twice slowly, please? Out there, the sound it has JYL in the call or something like come again. Well, let's move along. WA5 TBP. Reed. Sam VK3FST. Lewis KJ5. Phil W9PMA. At the station VK3EDR, something that sounded like then. Would you like to clarify?
Sorry, it was VK3 Echo Delta Mike. VK3 Delta Mike.
Thank you, Emily. Appreciate that. Timothy, New York, KD2 IW. Thomas, in and out for Margate, Florida, and TJS. Wayne in Plymouth, Indiana, K9Z. Bill in Fayetteville, North Carolina, KER. East Yaphank, New York, KC2GRN. And Paul in Houston, Texas, N5NXS. Question of the day for all of you. Walk, drive, or ride a bus during your senior year? Paul, you're up.
To the crew, thank you for being there doing the net. And mine is a little bit of a story. I lived in New Jersey and went to Texas during that last year, senior year. I rode the bus through junior, but when I moved to Texas, my pickup truck. So I rode my senior year in the pickup N5NXS. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate the story. But from here on in, folks, I only got about 2 or 3 minutes, so let's keep it short. KC2GRN, Joel, Yaphank, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike and Vicky and everybody on the morning brew. Thanks for hosting the net, as always. I drove my senior year in a sports car, the Arthur. Back to that.
Thank you, Joel. Bill in Fayetteville, KE4DER.
KE4DER, thanks for calling the net. I rode with a friend. I didn't have a car, didn't have to ride the bus, but he picked me up. Have a blessed day. Thank you for calling the net again, KE4DER.
Thank you, Bill. Wayne in Plymouth, Indiana, K9.
Yeah, good morning to everybody on the brew crew. Beautiful, cloudy, rainy 47 degrees here in Plymouth, Indiana. I was lucky enough to have a car drove my senior year. Everybody on the net have a great day. K9 so easy.
20. Timothy, Hamburg, New York, KD2 IWN.
Good morning, everybody on the Brew Crew. My first time here. You can call me Tim. My junior and senior year, I drove a 1976 Plymouth Volare, which attracted a lot of people. Thanks for doing that, and we'll catch you on a future one. KD2, I'm back to net.
Thank you for Tim. It will be Tim from here on in. Phil, Gas City, Indiana, WMA.
Good morning, Mike, and everybody on the Brew Crew with, Papa Mike. Yes, I went to work there and bought a 41 Chevy. I graduated in 59, so I went to work there, worked 40 hours a week. And I went to school also, so didn't miss any school, didn't miss any work, but I wheels. No more walking to school and knee-deep snow, as they say, uphill both ways. So, yeah, it was nice. Bought that for $50, drove it a year and sold it for $60. It was in excellent condition, too. So, got a good buy and worked out really well. 7-3 to everybody. 39 Papa, Mike Alpha.
Next up is Florida, Magnolia, Texas, KJ5 LCD.
Good morning to everyone. This is KJ5 LCD. And yes, I drove last 2 years in high school. I drove my 2001 Silverado Z71 Chevy pickup, and man, I miss that truck. But everybody out there, have a good morning.
Thank you, Louis. Don in Ocala, W9EBB. W9EBB, are you with me? Let me try it one more time for Donnie in Jacksonville, Florida. Donnie, KM4 CTB, are you there this morning? Donnie's technical problem must be persisting. Well, that's all for today, folks. On behalf of Scott, VKY, this is Mike, K2CMT, 141 check-ins. Thank you for joining us this morning. 23.
Seven three Mike from VK3 EDM.